Welcome back, Star Warsians, for episode 2 of Andor.
Andorians.
There you go, that works. I'm Derek.
I'm Jack.
Sagrona Teema.
Sagrona Teema. Hello there.
Hello, we're here to party.
Are we? Because there's not a lot of partying going on in this
the
show
whole
yet.
thing's a party. The whole thing's a party.
I think you're mistaking the word for rebellion.
Oh.
There is a party, though. That's
not what your parties involve?
No, most of my parties don't have a rebel fucking element to them. But there is a fucking 3-day party, man, for this Chandrillan wedding.
Yeah. It gets so crazy that people got to get dragged off because they drink too much first night punch.
You can't ease up on the first night punch. It's called that for a reason, dude. It's the first fucking night, Tay. Act like you've been there, you rich sycophant.
This is episode 2 of season 2 of Andor, titled Sagrona Teema. Directed again by Ariel Kleiman and written by Tony Gilroy. So let's talk about it. Let's say up front, you got to watch both of the next 2 episodes. I'm a slacker and only watched 1.
I know, but I think it's going to work out very well for this podcast because even now as you're talking about some of this stuff, I'm like, wait, 2 or 3. So it's going to be good for you and your note taking. Because I mean, also, man, I'm in a different mood than you are after finishing 3. Let's just say you're not going to be super jovial.
So we'll go through the separate storylines. We'll do Coruscant first because it's real short. Basically we have, so it's Partigaz, by the way.
Yes, yeah, I got that too. I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Dedra Meero and Partigaz getting back to Coruscant to go to the Axis building.
I love this fucking entire set. Is so gorgeous. It's so imperial, sterile, and uniform, and cold, and terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, that's all of Coruscant, kind of.
Right. All of Coruscant, but especially, I mean, it's super imperial right now, but especially these levels and these, because I mean, when you go down to Coruscant's lower levels, you're going to see some different levels of poverty.
Yeah, you've told me about some of the crazy shit that happens down in the muckety muck.
Maybe I'll look into doing like a short story for you about 1313, the crime level, as it's kind of known. It's like where the mafia and whatnot hang.
Sorry, you said 1313, the crime level, and I just started thinking like the city planners were like, okay, well, we know there's going to be crime. So why don't we just keep the crime on the crime level? Right above it is the daycare level. We might want to rethink that, but...
Do you want the crime and the daycare so close to each other?
But basically the whole gist of this is Dedra doesn't want this Gorman project. I think because we didn't mention on the last episode that Karn had, or not Karn, that's the boyfriend.
Yeah, Cyril.
Krennic. Thank you. I was like, Karnak? Nope, that's not it either.
The great Karnak.
Krennic had basically given her some shit over the Ferric situation, but like he's like, hey, you know what? You came out of that on top, and not many people would have. So I think she just doesn't want to get involved in more of this. She just wants to do her paperwork.
Well, she also said, she's like, I belong on Axis. Like, that's what I need. I need to be finding Luthen Rael.
But we also find out, because I kind of just said it, that she's now banging Cyril.
Oh, yeah.
So he's getting his Dami Mommy from last season.
I wonder, like, do they have like the world's most boring sex, or is it like as soon as someone leaves, they hit a button, little fucking wall flips, and they're all wearing fucking leather daddy outfits and whips and chips and dips?
I mean, she's definitely got whips, chips, and dips.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's getting dips.
Oh yeah,
If you
he's
know
the
what I'm
dip.
saying.
Not usually.
I do like the Partagas though is telling her like, look, this is what you got to do. It's a big opportunity. Sure, everybody else is gonna think you got demoted. It's gonna look bad,
But
but in the end, it'll be great when this secret project is definitely declassified.
you are working for the SS. It's super
Yeah,
secret.
super secret, super serial,
Cyril Karn.
super Star Wars.
Don't get it.
um, and the other thing we see there is that Cyril is now literally the exact same. He's in the same position as the guy that was giving him the tour of the little pod cubicles last season. Except
Yeah.
for he takes this, just like everything in his life, he takes this way too seriously.
I love his move where he's like, I used to work right there. And the guy looks, he's like, on me, buddy. Don't get distracted. You just told me to look over there. You always do exactly what you're told. Yeah, good. You're gonna fit in perfect here. He's giving a speech. Sorry, like we've talked about in the first season how the speeches were just like epic and they're so fucking good. This one is him trying, and it's like I don't care. I don't care that you're really good at your fucking fact checking job.
He does make this new cubicle guy shit his pants.
Oh yeah,
Because he's like, yeah, I'm just sitting in this stupid fucking cubicle, but you know what? I got my work done, and then I did more work, and then I found secrets, and then I found these fucking guys who were smuggling shit, and da 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 da. And this guy's just like, I just wanted to like have a data entry job.
yeah. I thought it was like a call center. It was like AFNI.
I'm going to Palpatine U, and this is just to get me through school.
My dad graduated Tarkin Tech, and it should help get me a foot up in this. Yeah, and this is a terrifying office, like because I've never worked in an god damn it, cat. I've never worked in an office before, but it just looks so awful to work in an office like these cubicles. This is even worse. This is just like a fucking beehive, and you're all drones. Would you quit fucking with the camera? I don't know if it's shaking. She's rubbing her face on it.
It's fine.
Right.
The people know now that you have a cat. Also, the cat running around in the background for the last 10 minutes probably told them too.
I know, but now she's like fucking rubbing her face on the camera. Get over here.
But like, just think about like Office Space. Like the way they present the office setting with just like the sterile white lights and the homogeneous cubicles. This is exactly that, just churched up for Star Wars.
And empired. It's empired up. It's all blacked out. It's all murdered. It's fucking great.
The only other thing on Coruscant, and we'll just do it real quick, is Clea ends up leaving the wedding because she's got to go try to get in touch with somebody. And anybody, really.
She's supposed to be listening for Andor or Bix and them. Like she's just trying to find anything.
Yeah. But I just wanted to bring it up because she goes back to the shop to fuck with the comms. But I was wondering if you know what this fucking bug mask is.
Yes, it looks. Do you remember the Jedi Plo Koon? He is a Keldor, and they have like they need pressure masks to live in our atmosphere. They need breathers. They need something to dole out all the lights. So Plo Koon is actually Dave Filoni's favorite Jedi. He's dressed up as him before. He loves that guy.
Oh, this guy. Okay, yeah. And so, he's got the mask, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think like maybe it's supposed to be just any Keldors, but when I saw it and the way they focused on it, it was like, oh, that's Plo Koon's. Because I don't know, they blew him up in space in Order 66, but I think that he could have survived because his species can survive in the depths of space. But if not, at least they pulled his fucking mask and sold it as a trophy. I don't know. It might not be his, but that was just my first instinct was like, they're doing that on purpose, the way they show it.
I'll put the picture up while we're talking about it here, but it looks like it might be his. I'd have to go back and look, but it's very like medieval looking.
Yeah.
If medieval people were giant bugs.
They might be. I don't know. There's no way of knowing. I'm not a historian.
So then we have the wedding on Chandrilla. Well, day 2 of the wedding.
Right. We're not there to the ceremony yet. This is day 2 punch. You can get a little bit more wild on day 2 punch.
Day 1 punch just has vodka in it. Day 2 punch, they add in some gin.
Food coloring.
Day 3 punch, though, it's basically just big bowls of Long Island iced teas.
There you go. It's like trash can punch. Like everyone just bring an ingredient. Oh, cool. 4 people brought Everclear. We're fucked.
Well, we have Everclear and watermelons, guys. I guess we know what we're doing.
Well, looks like we're getting drunk on Everclear and having sex with a watermelon. Is that not where you were going with that? I read this party wrong.
Dude, that guy's fucking that watermelon.
There's 2 guys fucking that one watermelon.
But we do find out from Clea right before she leaves that the communications have been blocked on Mina Rao.
Yeah.
And we find out later that that's standard issue or standard procedure because they don't want people, sending out messages.
I'm going to fight this cat. I remembered the name of the ship that comes in. It's a Gazanti class.
Gazanti, okay.
Yeah. And according to my boy, he's not actually my boy, but he's my favorite Star Wars YouTuber, Generation Tech, it is the workhorse of the Empire.
Okay. So just loading shit in and out, carrying everything all
yeah.
around.
You can have a couple TIE fighters like on it as well. It can have a garrison of troops. Like it's just the Star Destroyer was intimidating. This is an actual workhorse. Like if they just would have had more of these and less Star Destroyers, would have been better off. But we've talked before about the Tarkin doctrine, rule with fear, and these just aren't as impressive as a ISD.
I mean, no, but when that thing comes through the atmosphere in that first episode, it's pretty scary.
Oh, it's intimidating for sure. But
Especially
I think
if you live on a backwater like this.
probably you don't see a Star Destroyer come through atmosphere and land often. Like not never, but we see it on Jeddah in Rogue One. There's one like hovering above the temple, but besides that, they kind of just stay in the atmosphere and then launch these Gazanti class or whatever shuttles they have to get people to the actual surface.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about Jeddah. I was like, no, I saw one. I pulled it down myself.
I ripped it from the sky. Gotta replay that game.
I'm sure it doesn't hold up.
I bet it does.
Not the game itself, the controls, with it being like first gen Xbox. Like
the second one has a DLC where you get to fight Ewoks. And you get to pick them up by their fucking heads and force punt them across the screen. That will always hold up, my friend. Fucking hate Ewoks.
Perrin seems like an idiot, but which we've talked about. But he seems to see a lot of what's going on. I think he's just choosing not to see it. They didn't really get into that last season. But like, because when Clea and Luthen are talking about the comms and stuff, Perrin's standing off to the side watching them be all like covert. I mean, I know they're bringing in this statue that's this gift, but he's still watching them like that's weird. And then Mon comes in and he's like, "Hey, so how's your fucking boyfriend?
Yeah, how's your lover?"
So he sees all these things that are going on when you think he's just partying and not paying any attention.
Yeah. Is it this episode he gives his speech?
Yeah.
I love his speech, man. Like this character has been just like a whipping boy for us. Like we just don't like him. He's a rich, fun-loving sycophant. But you actually hear like his whole speech is like, "Hey, trouble's gonna find you. Anger and all that. You don't have to do anything. You can just stand there, and anger and trouble and all this badness will find you. But together, you can find like the music behind it all, the joy. And it's like, man, he's actually right." Like he's not meant to be with Mon Mothma, but at least he's like, dude, together, like fucking make some music together and get through all that angst.
Yeah, he talks about like, yeah, all the problems you're gonna have and all this stuff, but you can just find some joy, have a couple drinks, have a little bit of a party.
Yeah,
it kind of explains his character a lot.
Get an extra little eel in your shooter. Who cares?
I do want to mention the wedding hike.
Yeah,
because thank you, no.
I mean, it looks like nice weather.
Yeah, all I'm thinking about, and like for anybody who's not in Tucson, this won't make sense, but what's the Tumakakari Hill or whatever the fuck that shit is down on the other side of the freeway there, this hill that you have to walk like vertically up. And I'm just like, okay, every time someone's going to get married, we just have to walk up this hill, have an old lady wave her hands at us, and then we got to walk back down. And we've already been drinking.
Well, yeah, that's how I can keep walking. Dude, if I have music and a little bit of a weed or a buzz, I can walk forever.
It's not the walking that's the problem. It's the verticalness.
I love these outfits. Like I love a look into any Star Wars culture, and
Yeah,
they all have these. Like I don't know, it's not quite a Chinese look, but it is very
it is very ornate though.
yeah, ornate and almost like a mysticalness to it, a mysticism to
Yeah,
it.
and I mean it's been a minute since I've watched Return of the Jedi because we did not record our episode on that yet.
No.
But what Mon is wearing reminds me of what her character is wearing in that, which is
Yeah.
cool that they went back to that and they were like, okay, let's model. This is a formal, event, so she'd be wearing her formal wear, which she would not her like this isn't like what she's wearing to the actual wedding. This is her party formal stuff, which is
Right.
what she might be wearing when because she's got to be in charge of this and she's in charge of the rebellion there, and
She's a
so
big
it's just
fucking muckety muck in the Senate. Like
yeah,
she's got a lot of different hats to wear.
yeah,
Actress's name, Genevieve O'Reilly.
yes, that sounds right.
She is a fucking stud. I love her and I love her performance. She's come out recently and talked like praised Andor for giving strong female characters. And it's correct because for once it doesn't feel like Disney pandering. It's like, no, these are legit strong female characters played by very awesome women.
Yeah,
And I think Genevieve O'Reilly capturing what little bit we had of Mon Mothma, which wasn't much in the original trilogy, she captures that fucking air and then makes it her own character with it.
yeah. Yeah, she does a great job, and that's really a true statement because like you think about it, and actually they're all the characters who kind of have their shit together, even though everybody's having problems. Like Andor barely knows what the fuck's happening.
No, he has no
Luthen, I mean,
clue.
Luthen's got his shit together, but he's on the right side, but he's very sinister.
He's looking
like,
out for one thing only, and it's not him. It's the death of the Empire.
yeah,
I need to fucking get a backstory on him. Like, was he always this jaded? Did he have a wife and kid that were taken from him by the Empire? Like, I want to know what stoked his flame to be, because it's not just the Empire needs to fall. It needs to fucking burn. Like, it is the only important thing in his life. He knows his life is forfeit.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I need to.
We talked about that before this even started. But he has to die.
Has to. I will be shocked if they don't have him die. And I'm kind of disappointed because of what that character is. He needs to go.
Maybe he'll just jump on one of them space whales and go to the other galaxy or whatever.
Oh, the Purgils. He's over in Ahsoka. That'd be great.
Yeah, that way she can run into him later.
They won't do that.
No? Somehow Luthen returned. But speaking of Luthen, I do want to mention he doesn't have a lot to do here. He's mostly just watching people. He does have a conversation with Mon Mothma right after she talks to Tay. And basically his whole thing, real quick, Tay's thing is this whole Chandrillan Foundation thing, and which is like his money laundering thing to help her hide the shit she was doing,
Yeah.
it's fucking him over. Because the rebellion is fucking over his money. His wife left him. Like all his life is going to shit. And everybody else is getting what they want. And so like Mon is like, oh fuck, dude, we're gonna have to pay this guy so he doesn't like rat us out.
Yep.
That's what she's talking to Luthen about. But when we see Luthen like 4 times. When he first comes in and they're doing the statue thing, and the whole time he has his wig and his like maybe his fake teeth in, and his whole,
At least
like,
he's doing the affectations. Like he's doing that fake smile.
But in that first scene, and then in this last scene at the dinner speech, and I know they probably light him differently and stuff, but he just looks different too. It's not just the hair and stuff. It's like his face is brighter. Smoother.
Oh, yeah.
When
When he
he's
drops-
in the shadows right here talking to Mon, it's like just sinister. There's so many deep
Well,
shadows
he goes from this like loving look to all of a sudden just you know, he changes his entire face and he's scowling super hard instead of this like, oh, where are they sending you? It's the fuck who sent you?
Yeah. He does such a good job of that. Like you can just tell, like he wouldn't even have to change his fucking hair, and you're just like, oh, I know which guy he's playing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they got lucky with him, man.
Yeah. But I mean, that's pretty much that. I mean, like it's just setting up that Tay is a loose end, and he's probably not long for this world.
Yeah, especially because like Mon Mothma is like, we just got to find a number, and Luthen's like, were you gonna fucking tell me? You gonna tell me about this? Like, you are vulnerable.
Yeah, and he even tells her like, we can't just ignore this, and she's like, I know. I'll make an appointment with him next week. And you can see it in his face. He's like, yeah, next week ain't soon enough.
He's not going to be alive next week. I just want you to know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like something's going to happen to him. I'm not saying anything.
I have a feeling Tay is not making it out of this wedding.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen episode 3, so.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying anything. I'm saying Luthen's kind of looking at him like that. Like, hey, that guy's not going to be long for this world.
Yeah, he's going to be like, hey, you want to see my cool ship? It's run by kyber crystals. Come over here. And Tay is just hammered drunk. And he's just like, yeah, look at there. Shove.
It looks like a wonderful piece of equipment. Why are you pushing me out of this door? Why are we floating in the space and you push me out of the door? I don't want to go.
I mean, because the ships are all, their little dock is basically like another Game of Thrones reference, the Sky Door. Is that what they called it?
Moon Door.
Moon Door?
Yeah.
Because they're just, it's like, as with everything in Star Wars, there's no railings. And it's just, and this house is built on the top of a cliff. So it could just be like, look, this ship's pretty cool. Whoops.
Cool. What happened to Tay? He had way too much day 1 punch on day 2, and he fell right off the fucking moon sky.
You guys told him no more day 2 punch. He found the leftover day 1 punch and kept going.
Mm-hmm. He actually fast forward. He I don't know where he got it, but he got some day 5 punch, which we don't do day 5. It's only 3 days, and he mixed the day 3 and the day 2 punch. He calls it day 5 punch. He's running around naked, asking people to look at his squiggle worm. I don't know. We got to get rid of him.
You want an extra worm in your drink?
I got something you can toast to. Look, I'll put this in your drink. Bloop. I'll put this in your drink. Bloop.
My bona Teema.
Negroni Timu.
Then we're on Mina Rao again with Bix and Brasso and the whole crew.
Yeah.
We find out they have like 40 troops on the ground, but nobody knows how many are in the sky for this Imperial census. Mm-hmm. So they're because you could see the wheels turning. They're like, okay, what are we going to do about this? How many do they have? 40. Well, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Like Bix is like, can we fight our way out? No, well, we can't fight our way out.
No. I mean, even if you somehow got past these 40, as soon as you get up into the fucking orbit, that they're going to know that you weren't cleared to leave and blast you out of the fucking sky.
Yeah. You don't have those ground cannons from episode 5.
Yeah. Those ion blasts.
I do appreciate, like, even in Star Wars, like, so Star Wars has been a big fan of slavery. We all know that.
Oh, yeah.
But even in Star Wars, we have to have illegal, like, farm workers because this old man whose farm they're on is like, look, they need the grain. They need us to keep working. And they know everybody's not legal.
Yeah.
They just look the other way. They just want the grain, man. Mm-hmm. So he's like, you don't need to worry. But obviously they are not just your normal illegal workers.
They're not like illegal immigrants. They're fucking wanted fugitives off of an early spark of a rebellion.
Yeah.
I mean, the Empire has to be mad about Ferrix. Not for anything except for letting people get away. That's it. Like the Empire's just like, wait, we let people get away? Fuck that. We don't give a shit.
Yeah,
about
well,
that
actually,
location.
Partigaz said that to Dedra earlier. We didn't mention it. He's like, next time, maybe, I don't know, catch people before you make them famous.
Yeah. Catch them before you make them famous because fuck. Now you got a Robin Hood character. Because when she's talking about Access, he's like, oh, cool, Access. He's there. He's over there. He's nowhere. He's everyone. He's no one. Like he's a fucking myth, man.
But I did get another bad vibe because we have Wilman and Talia. They're like sitting in the grains here, the wheat,
and in the tree,
making out and having their little private moment. And she's like, "Just make sure you don't leave without saying goodbye." And he's like, "Of course I won't." And I'm like, "Well, woman's dead."
Yeah, you just gotta. When you're a rebel on the run, like, hey, look, this is goodbye. Every day I see you could be goodbye. I need to bolt.
Yeah, so I don't have a good feeling about Wilman, but we'll see where that goes to. I did like
I tell you.
I did like that these Imperials, like, they come up and it's like, oh, they're here for the inspection. They aren't inspecting shit. They just come in. They're like, yo, you got any beer?
You got any cold drinks, motherfucker? I mean, this is wheat, right? Do you have like what's the space Hefeweizen?
Well, because he said, do you have any cold drinks? And then he said, do you have any something? And I swear it's what Andor was getting when they were on Miami Planet. Poppers, not poppers. Oh, yeah. Something with a P. Uppers, downers, poppers, lubes.
You get those greenies.
But yeah, because he said something with a P and it sounded like a familiar word, and I thought that was what it was from, but I can't remember. So it's like they're just like, "Yo, can I get a beer?"
Yeah.
This is like German beer, right? It's low alcohol. We can drink it while we're working.
Yeah, this is work beer. It's un Kinderbier.
But there's a lieutenant that goes out to check on the storage and starts hitting on Bix.
This guy's creep number one from the first
Dude.
second you see him. Like, as soon as he's like, what are you doing out here?
Yeah, and she like, he's giving her a look already, and then she turns around and he's like, "What's up?
Oh, hello. This is the show that fucks.
We had some really good food back in Rao the other night, and I don't know. I'm only here for a couple days. I was thinking maybe me, you, get some food, do a little doinking. What was that last part?
My husband would disapprove. I don't much care. I don't see him.
Yeah, is he here? No.
And he's
That
about to,
sucks.
he's about to, like, cause he's moving up. He's like, do you think he worries about you? Cause there's no communication. He can't get in, he can't get out, but I can get in.
Yeah, it was getting a little bit rapey.
And then Brazo, fucking luckily, the fucking hero. I love Brazo.
Yeah.
Cause he's
But-
just like, hey, ready to go? Sorry, like he's not doing. He's smart. Because if he came all fucking like chest thumping, this guy like, whoa, I'm Imperial. I throw my power around. But
Yeah,
he does
comes
the
out
smart
very,
thing.
very innocuous. He's just like, "Hey, are you done with that over there? Like,
You ready to go?
hey, are you done over there? By the way, I'm 6'3", 350 pounds, all muscle.
I know you have a blaster, but I will crush your skull. Just so you're aware.
You know those loader bots? They
Mm-hmm.
got shit on me.
He's just sitting there crushing coconuts with one hand. Anything else? Any questions?
But again, more bad feelings for me because now this guy has been spurned by this beautiful woman, and he's not going to take lightly to that. And I'm sure it's going to bring down some more heat. But
Oh yeah,
what do I know? I've just watched a million things.
yeah. I just know how the Empire works.
And then the final thread here is with Andor back on the nameless planet. I got a whole bunch of people's names this time, and I looked up the actors. There was one I thought I recognized, and it turns out I kind of did.
Okay.
She's playing Snee, Gloria Obeano.
Sneeze me.
She's the black woman with the really short hair.
Yeah.
That's in the group that has Andor.
But
But
that's
she
what's
was
happening now is half the group is in Andor's old ship that's no longer working with Andor, and the other half is in the experimental TIE fighter that they cannot fucking fly.
Well,
and I got a
conveniently-
name for it. I think it's the TIE Avenger.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty fucking cool. I mean, this thing is sick, dude. We get a better look at what it can do next episode a little bit. And it reminds me a lot of Darth Maul's ship, the Scimitar, because it's not just your average TIE fighter. It's got a lot of things going on, a little bit more room in the cockpit kind of deal.
Okay.
Even the way it loads in the back instead of a top load.
Oh, is that how they normally get in?
All the TIE fighters and the other ones are top loading.
Okay.
Like they have the hatch up top, you get in. This has like a whole fucking folding down staircase
Yeah.
once it folds the chair in.
But like, luckily for our storytelling purposes, the way the group split up is one led by Barty and one led by Gertis, who are the two characters I got the names of last time.
Thank God. And one is Gilroy's son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Gertis. But real quick, I want to say this: Gloria Obeano. She's, I mean, not a big part. She's just credited as female Fremen, but she's in Dune.
Oh,
And-
okay.
And she may not have speaking lines, but I thought I recognized her, and I feel like that's got to be it. She was also in High Life, which is a Robert Pattinson movie, but I don't remember. I saw it once. I don't remember much about it. So,
Okay.
but one of these dudes is out there sneaking around. He's trying to see what's going on at the other camp, I think is what's going on. But they're
Yeah.
also sneaking because of the
they're-
beasts.
They're also trying to find the pilot.
Oh, that's right.
They're trying
The mechanic girl.
Yeah, I can't think of her name.
It was something with
wanna
a
say
K.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Sin. It's a bunch of weird names. But anyway, yeah, you got one person on one side. They're both crawling at each other without knowing, and they find a fucking boot with her foot still in it.
Yeah.
Like, I found her
Like-
boot. You left it out there. Her foot was in it, dude.
Yeah. And this is when they're like, dude, the monsters got him. Which we do get to see.
Yeah, for a smidge.
Yeah. But it's quite a smidge.
It's a good smidge.
I do like Andor, like he's a prisoner, but he's the one who knows what to do. These people are obviously not trained. They're obviously like a
They're very
militia
green.
kind of thing.
They're a very
Because-
green militia.
Yeah, because he's like, hey, it's not going to rain forever. Maybe collect some water. And then we come back to him. He's like, you should probably set up a perimeter.
The
And
guy's like,
Tony Gilroy's son is like, I know, I was going to do that.
I was just gonna do that. And then Andor, instead of being an asshole, being like, that was my day. He's like, hey, that's a good idea. He's just placating, like, I just gotta stay alive, dude.
Yeah, exactly. We do see Barty's group trying to eat these weird melons that they're
Fart
like
melons.
Dude, they open them and they're like, I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Like, you might as well just have stink lines coming off of them. Where'd you get a tauntaun melon?
They look kind of good. It looks like jackfruit.
Yeah, looked okay, but I mean, these guys are all selling how stinky it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat it.
The other group has ration bars, and some are like wet and moldy. Dude, mold on food ain't a big thing. It's not a pathogen. You just fucking cut that shit off.
Yeah, it's a fucking like meal bar. It's a very dense thing. It's not like the mold's getting down inside of it. You just take off the part with the mold and eat the rest.
Like, moldy bread won't kill you.
It's like a block of cheese. No, it's called penicillin, dude.
Exactly. You might need that in this fucking jungle.
Yeah, like that's how penicillin works, right? You just let bread mold, and then if you need penicillin, you just eat it.
Yeah. Nope, that's why I leave my milk out.
I do like that Barty's group, who are the ones with the TIE Avenger, they're just trying to turn it because they're like, well, we know how the guns work.
Like, physically move the fucking TIE Avenger, like a centimeter at a time.
But like, Gertis, the other guy, he has a point. He's like, what exactly is your plan? Like, you're just going to turn and shoot us and kill the pilot?
Yeah.
Like,
it's a really dumb plan.
Yeah. Did you think beyond right now?
I guess your plan is like, get the guns pointed at him and be like, all right, dude, give up or we just decimate you. It's a terrible plan, but maybe you can try and leverage a little something out of it.
But then everything culminates in a challenge being dropped.
I was so confused about what this challenge was going to be. And I was so happy to find out what it actually was.
Because they all come out and they drop their weapons. And I'm thinking, okay, they're going to fucking have some good old fashioned like Greco-Roman wrestling or something.
I thought we were going fisticuffs, dude. Like, put them up.
But no, they're doing 5 hands, Roski rules, whatever any of that means. It's rock, paper, scissors, but there's definitely a cobra involved in there.
There's a werewolf type thing. I think werewolf beats cobra, if I had to guess. It was getting intense where people were like, I need to find a rule book on this so we can fucking play it immediately. What was the game from Skeleton Crew that Neil said he was good at? Slap ball.
Yeah.
We need slap ball. We need slap ball and 5 hands rule books, dude.
And I just love that, like, the Roski rules part, the guy who's guarding Andor is like, oh, it's until total submission. And then they just play rock, paper, scissors. So I'm like,
what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, eventually somebody gets tired, they go to throw a cobra, like, oh, my hand cramped. I give up. I threw too many cobras.
Oh, my carpal tunnel.
I got that itis.
But yeah, so it's rock, paper, scissors. Andor takes the chance, though, for them all out there making a bunch of noise to grab a hidden gun that everybody else doesn't know about because he's being held in his old ship.
And it's the gun that we love. Well, at least I do. It's that big fucking thick blaster. Love it.
Yeah. And he breaks out of there, sneaks around, and this is when the big beasts come. And I mean, this thing runs through and just one fell swoop scoops up Barty and Gertis, and they are gone forever.
See you guys.
Like, it is a split. Like, if you happen to blink, you would not have seen these two people go into this thing's maw.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a bigger, a different version of one of the beasties they had in episode 2, the Clone Wars. Like one of those beasties in the pit. There was the one with the horn and the nose ring. It wasn't that, but that's what I kind of got from it. Is like, I don't know, in between a warthog and an elephant.
Okay. Warthog, I can see that. I was like, I thought rhino and something, and rhino and warthog is what I
Rhino and warthog is probably better. Yeah. What I thought was going to happen once Andor got the gun, I thought he was going to just start shooting wildly until they all pick up their guns and start shooting each other. It would have been fucking awesome to see, like, just one shot and they all just go crazy on each other. Like, well,
I mean, Star Wars has always taken inspiration from like samurai movies and stuff. He could have just done a full like Rashomon, and just had these two groups like just play the sides of both of them, go back and forth and tell them both stories until they just all wipe each other out.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
But no, he gets out of there, and now they're all stuck on that planet, and I'm sure we don't hear from them again.
Probably not. I mean, when he takes off, dude, there's like these big temple looking buildings. I'm like, go there. Why are you hanging out in the middle of fucking nowhere?
You know what? Maybe we do hear from them again. What if the guy does come back for them, and then they go out, and then they end up running into Andor in a couple years down the line, and they're like, "You're that motherfucker that
would be great." Like, hopefully, they get better at what they do because they're garbage. Hopefully, they get better and eventually work under Andor. And like, man, you are great.
You left us to die, my friends. Goober, Sneaker, Scooby.
You killed Drix, Bix, Sticks, and Fricks. And all these, you killed Turtle Shell, Shoelace, Drinking Cup, Barbell. Who named you? It's a scrappy little orphanage.
That's the end of the episode. And I mean, as we know, these are made in 3-story arcs, just like the last season. So it feels like, it's just another moving of the pieces, but it's kind of just meant to be. We're basically getting 4 2.5-hour movies is what we're getting here.
Yeah, so. You're not wrong there. Something this episode did that just as good as season 1 is they have these what should be boring talky talk parts, and I'm enthralled. I love it, and there's not a lot of properties that can do that. Especially a show like Star Wars, like we are used to laser blasters and laser swords and pew pow pew, and this has that. But even when it's not doing it, I'm still super fucking engaged. I don't find myself like, I'll just tune out until the next fucking gun battle.
We've got good writing from Tony Gilroy, who is not a laser bing bang boom writer,
right?
And then we have they got a bunch of good actors.
Yeah. I mean, even besides like the Stellan Skarsgård, I got to say his name right every now and then. But even besides like the big powerhouses like that, all these other fucking, like the Lost Boys we have here, like Flip Flop and Toadstool, they're all fucking killing it.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I think everybody is doing great. I mean, like, honestly, I feel like Tay might be the weakest link for me acting wise, but all he's got to do in this is look somber. So,
yeah. Dude, Vel is a master class on resting bitch face. Like this entire wedding, anytime it shows her, she's just.
Yeah. Oh, and we didn't mention she does say something about Cinta because Mon does the like conservative Southern mom thing where she's like, "So you haven't heard from your friend?"
Yeah.
She's like,
"You mean my girlfriend?
She's not my friend, Mom. She's my girlfriend."
Okay, all right, your roommate. No, we are we share a bed.
But yeah, she hasn't heard from her because she's busy doing some other shit for Luthen. But she's also like, if she wanted to talk to me, she would have reached out. So,
well, and
she's playing the part.
I've been saying Cintra. It's not Cintra. It's
Cinta.
Cinta, from what we know from last season, is Rebellion First. You know, like it's cool. We can share a bed and stuff, but this lovey-dovey shit takes a second fucking seat to my duty.
Yeah. So that's it. Stay tuned because we'll have another one coming this week where we discuss episode 3, Harvest. I'm sure that has nothing to do with Mina Rao.
I can't wait for you to talk about this with me.
And hey guys, if you're listening to this or watching this and you like it, we have another podcast, right?
Oh,
it's called Bad Movies, Worst People.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, and the next episode we have coming on Monday, the last Monday of April, is The Rock.
Oh, welcome to The Rock.
Yeah. You guys should check that out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this, I want to point out that Derek does a tremendous job on putting these on YouTube with visuals. There's video of us. My cat's back there taking a little fucking sleepers. So if you're listening and feel like watching, YouTube. Also, I believe
Spotify.
So you have options of watching if you feel like seeing a couple of overweight Star Wars nerds just exist.
You can also watch it on our Patreon at patreon.com/worstpeople.
That's only $3 a month.
Yeah. It's ad free. And obviously not with these episodes because we're watching these as soon as they come out. But normally this stuff, our Han Took Shots first stuff comes out a couple weeks to a month earlier than it does everywhere else.
Yeah, because after this is done, we are going to be going back to episode 6, I believe, is what we're on,
Yeah.
and then we will continue with the chronological order until I don't know when Ahsoka's coming out. We'll have I know we're in the middle of it filming, but we'll have more on that soon.
Yeah, do you think that'll come before Mandalorian and Grogu?
That's tough because it's both Filoni doing it, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
That
It
just depends
tough.
on what order they put the story in, right?
Yeah,
Because they're
Yeah.
kind of happening at the same time. So
it is. Yeah.
yeah. Well, thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank
Come
you.
back soon. We'll be talking about episode 3, and then next Wednesday we'll be talking about episode 4, and on and on and on.
And on and on.
I've been Derek.
I'm Jack. Negroni Chimu. I got too much of that first day punch, and it's only day 1, and it's day 2 in the back of my mind, and I'm gonna go take a little nap. I got more to day 1 punch.